All right, guys, it's that time of the month. Underground hot takes part. I don't even know what this is. A couple days ago, I asked you guys comment your hot takes about the underground. We'll be using them for a video. The hotter your takes are, and the more in depth, the more likely I'll use them. That's actually not true. They're just at the top of the comment section. I'll just read off of it. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first one was, most of the fans are drones. They don't actually like the music they listen to. They just tell themselves they do because they want to feel included. That was from Xavier444 Flores. So, rather than, take a look inside and be a little introspective, let's just look at the artists themselves, all right? So what this guy is saying, or he is saying, does have some merit to it, because if you just look at every wave of the underground, there will be an artist who will become hot. Fans will, dick ride the out of that artist, right? Like, oh my God, this is the next, the artist will start falling off just a little bit. They'll lose a little bit of the cool factor onto the next. You know what I mean? So let's take some examples. Honestly, you can just look at all of the 2021 underground. No one gives a about any of them anymore. You know what I mean? When's the last time you saw something from Slum Sixes or Cash Dami or SSG Kobe or SGP West or Only Bino or Chulo or Young Chris or, any of those people? And that's because all those guys' fans, of course, a lot of them had only TikTok motion, and all of their quote unquote fan bases just moved on to the next thing, and they're all listening to Yapo JJ and Xavier Sobase and Netspen and Osama Sun, and if these guys, who I think they have a better lasting chance since their come up was more organic, it wasn't all from TikTok. If they start to falter a little bit, they'll lose their fans too, and these people will move on. So I agree with this guy saying producers are definitely saving rappers in this generation. Now, I don't even think it's just this short mini span. I think producers have always been very underrated. If you don't know, producers are the most mistreated in the entire music industry. There's this one video about it, why being a hip hop producer kind of sucks. Go check it out if you want to learn why. But basically, producers get no points on the master, meaning they get 1%. So if a song comes out, let's say it makes $1 million, producers are entitled to $10,000 of that. They own 50% of the publishing, but most underground songs will never make it to radio or be licensed professionally, so they're not making shit from that. And I feel because of that, underground producers get done even worse. What's crazy is underground producers are the most creative, hardest producers out, I feel because if you listen to most of these mainstream rappers, their beats are very they're very cookie cutter, and every rapper has their own type beat. Polo G, Piano G, all his beats are piano. Lil Baby, they're all the same. Drake, he works with pretty top tier producers, to be honest. But most rappers have this distinct sound, and producers just have to just cater to that in the mainstream. And some of them do make good money, But underground producers, I feel that's why they're the best producers. They just have the craziest beats. Right now, and someone commented this, Isaac, he said, "We gonna be okay in the main lead." No cap. I'm not gonna lie, he is. If you think about it, the last 2 years, he's had a crazy run. The Glock singles, Isaiah TG, I Eat Humans. He's also executive producing both Netspen's tape and Osama's tape. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So he's working with the biggest artists right now. Definitely has a unique sound. And, if you think about it, what this guy's saying is true. Producers, he doesn't really get much, right? I mean, he gets a lot of recognition because he has a good personal brand, but it's still nothing crazy. Anyways, someone else said, once he did Fresh Boy Swag so foul. Just imagine a girl making false allegations about you and tarnishing your semi-promising career. Yeah, I don't know why they give that straight right there. You clear the allegations with extensive proof and try to reconnect with your friends, and the response is, I don't know what to tell you, man. You never dated that bitch. You gotta feel bad for the guy. He's sad. Someone said, coldest take ever. Out of town forever. You're totally right. I'm not gonna lie, I have a video coming out on the state of 1C. I think tomorrow, actually. But yeah. Fresh Boy Swag got done really dirty. I'm not gonna lie, that was not good. I think they just I think it's for two reasons. I think Xavier Sobase kicked him out of the group, and they made the whole public motion and whatnot, and afterwards didn't let him back for two reasons. One, I think it kind of looks bad on him because I think Zay Guap was kicked for shits and giggles. Okay, not really. There was a whole spilling juice on Osama Sun and the Nets and stuff. But there's that. It makes him look bad, but also because Fresh Boy Swag was also aligning with the other people who were unhappy with Xavier and whatnot. So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely a up thing. And what's crazy is nothing has happened to Bloody Clip. She's totally fine. She's went on 5 tours since. Someone else said, my hot take is, despite everyone crying about clones, no one gives the actual unique artist a chance and just jump to hate them till they're the next up, and then they just dick ride. So this is a cycle we see a lot. I would say I kind of agree, but also disagree. The thing you gotta understand is like most fans, they don't want something completely different. They just want something like 3% different. Like Virgil Abloh had like this rule. It was called the 3% rule, where he said a creative only has to add a 3% tweak to a pre-existing concept in order to generate a cultural contribution deemed innovative. All right. And honestly, that's all it really takes for a lot of these rappers. That's why you see like these watered down version of a lot of these rappers, you know, like, and you see it so many times, you know what I mean? Like look back to like Rich Amiri when he used to just bite Isaiah TG swag like completely. It was just a little different, you know what I mean? Or, you know, look at any of these clones, these like clone rapper, like think of Yeat and Ian, you know, Ian just had to be a little different. And I was like, all right, he's just, you know what I mean? Someone said, I still listen to certain doo-wop songs from 2017 era, which through the test of time, I believe to be timeless. Nowadays, we're getting less and less of that type of timeless music. We were getting back in the peak SoundCloud era. I actually totally agree with this. I was thinking about this the other day. I feel like a lot of this music is just okay. So actually, I don't know. It might be like biased because a lot of that from back then, like nobody is listening to. Like you gotta understand, there's so many of these scenes. Like there used to be like Florida had so many scenes. Like there were the Buffet Boys, Metro Zoo. You know, like the whole emo rap. Like the people who blew up were like Juice WRLD, Lil Peep, Lil Tracy, but there's Goth Boy Clique, there's like Sesh Hollow Water Boys, people don't really remember those, Bones and stuff. Like they still have fan bases and stuff, but people just they just don't with them like that, you know what I mean? And some of the music for those fans is timeless, but for most people, they just forgot. I do agree though, so I agree that we aren't getting as many, but the other thing too is to understand if a song is timeless, you have to let some time pass, and there just hasn't been enough time passing. I do think that like in 2021 was like the most horrible year because all these artists blew up because of TikTok, and none of that shit is lasting. Like, you know what I mean? Tana's song 14, no one is going back to that shit. That shit is just like, you know what I mean? All those TikToks are like antisocial. Who the is listening to antisocial? You know what I mean? Nowadays, especially in the underground, it's more about image and reputation than actual talent such music. That's actually very true. Hyperpop Daily once made a story post that made a lot of sense. He was basically talking about how like Too Slimy and Bliod basically have the exact same music. However, because of Bliod's image and it was more artistically tuned, you could say, Too Slimy, I think he's a genius in his own right. The lemur, the crazy trillers, the excess of the insane bag he spent on promo. Like, it's just funny to me. And the fact, I think he lives in in a random place in Oklahoma, but the difference between those two artists, and obviously Bliod has his own allegations and is that one was a lot more respected just due to their image. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these rappers. But at the end of the day, too, you gotta understand, artists make things look cool. So as an artist, if people don't think you're cool and you don't exude like aura, I guess you could say, people are just gonna think, they don't want to listen to you. They're not gonna you like that, You gotta carry yourself in a certain way. Shed Theory and Haunted Mound are going to be the most influential 10 years from now. While 99% of the underground is a continuous cycle of everyone closing each other, Shed and Haunted Mound actually try to deliver something new and refreshing. Even if not everything they put out is your cup of tea, they're pushing the sound in new directions, which not many other underground artists are doing anymore. I totally agree. Since we were just speaking about aesthetics, Haunted Mound is Cemetery is a great case of somebody just killing aesthetics. Like Cemetery is just nailed aesthetics so well. Shed Theory, Shed Theory is a really good example of branding. Like they know exactly what they're doing and they appeal to a very certain type of fan, and they don't really try and expand past that, or they don't try to get like other listeners. Make sense? As to like pushing the sound, yeah, definitely. I think there are some, they're just not as known, you know what I mean? Netspend isn't bad in the slightest. It's just a hate trend. Yeah, I agree too. Honestly, I think it just happened from when he began. You know what I mean? Like Netspend blew up because of all the hate, and he kept blowing up because of all the hate. Every time he dropped a snippet, it blew up more, and it was all fueled by hate. You know what I mean? Through his image, etc., all of that. But honestly, if you go through Net's like comments on songs and the reception online, it's not really like that anymore. So different. As an Xavier fan, he gets carried by some of the craziest beats. Someone said he makes most of his beats, to be fair, so it kind of adds balance. Yeah, I agree with both comments. I think he can be like a little vocally lazy sometimes, but I guess that's also kind of like his style. Chief Keef influenced 90% of underground artists. Yeah, I totally agree. There's like no doubt about it. You can see the influence from the beats to the samples to the sound. Like everyone fucks with Chief Keef and has been influenced by them. It's not even a doubt. Other than that, it's probably like Cardi or someone. DJ Fat should get some more recognition. He worked with people like TK to Glock 40 Spaz. You cannot lie, he has an eye for talent. Shame he's such a weirdo. Someone else said, everyone knows this. What recognition? A cookie? He a host and a music plug. Anyone can do this shit. They had an image like him. What does that mean? He definitely got an eye for talent, but that's because he knows underground. We all just listen to the underground. He has actual connections. he's not like a huge artist putting on the up and coming, giving them a feat. I mean, okay, so if you think about it, whenever like Trippie Redd or a huge artist puts on the underground, they're like, you, what the you doing, bro? Dude, like, so corny. But okay, I'm just saying that. But anyways, back to DJ Fat. Yeah, I agree. He definitely has worked with, and he's still doing it. Like, if you think about it, just a year ago, he hosted a couple huge Netsmen songs. You know, he definitely helped put him on. Like, he also provided Netsmen with some looks that I don't think other people would have, like that Slime Cedo shit. You know, that definitely like helps those little moments, you know, as much as you don't want to believe it. And another thing about DJ Fat is a lot of people fall off. All these hosts fall off, producers fall off. He's definitely stood the test of time. Now, the allegations and whatnot, you know, let's move on to the next comment. To be honest, the recent Jade situation has just added to his music, making it more interesting. Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking about this in the last video. Of course, first of all, super messed up situation. Totally not trying to make it anything less serious than it is. But fans love lore. They see like musicians and their favorite rappers as like characters in a movie or a play. You know, they love drama. They love to like bring you up, tear you down, bring you up, and like, you know, they just love these little like things that just play with their emotions. And this Jade situation is a perfect example of that. You know, it's almost as if like the chapter is complete. You know what I mean? His recent music was, you know, super left of center to what he was doing before. He used to make like really good plug music. He could sing really well. Then he started making like this like rock-ish music. People weren't really liking it. But now if you look at his top song, it's one of those songs. And, you know, that fan or that, you know, there's a whole like fan base actually for like these. There's actually like a whole fan base on the internet. There are YouTube channels on it. There's like Reddit. I think there's a subreddit for it of like weird like musicians who have done horrible crimes. Like they love like that type of shit, you know? It's like a whole like true crime has an insane audience. And that also applies to music. So yeah. That Fruit Snacks song where she clones Molly, who's already unoriginal, shows how most rappers in this don't care about making good music, just fitting in and getting validation. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that Fruit Snacks song was kind of trash. They shot it at like the music video I'm talking about at the Santa Monica, what's it called? Like, I'm forgetting the word. Sorry guys, I don't go outside. So like, yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, it was like a Molly Santana clone song, I'm not gonna lie. It was not that great. I think she'll just have like, she'll probably get a record deal just because like of her social media persona and just like a free easy bag. Yeah, the music is definitely trash though. And what is funny and what this user pointed out is that Molly Santana is kind of like a BK clone herself. So yeah, all I gotta say for that. The Underground's reputation has been dragged through the mud and spit on due to all the P-word allegations and meme rappers who nobody takes seriously. You know, honestly, I agree. But also it's just because that gets the most attention. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like Brennan Jones, Too Slimy, Fruit Snacks, like, and then all these like crazy allegations. That's just what people gravitate towards, you know? But also most of these artists, they're not really like underground. To me, the term underground has been hijacked by SoundCloud rap. I don't know why SoundCloud rap as a term phased out. Because to me, these are just SoundCloud rappers. You know, like Osamason is a SoundCloud rapper. Netsmen is a SoundCloud rapper. They're not underground. You know, I feel like real underground rappers are like Diego in the Dark or like Fake Mink or like Kinlery and AMG and like Nick Zero and you know what I mean? I don't know. Just naming a couple. I really just looked at my listening history. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll look through it. So yeah, that's what I gotta say. My hot take: if you really go listen to all of Ken Carson, all of Destroy Lonely, including the unreleased, you'll find Lone are more creative and interesting songs than Ken. To be honest, I think the unreleased changes things when trying to figure out who got it between them. No doubt Ken got more hits, and no doubt Ken's last album outdoes Lone's. But I think Lone better, and I think as time goes on, more people hear Lone's unreleased, people will start to accept it's true. Lone got way more range, and his hits are a lot more unique than Ken's. I don't know why I was surprised when one of them was a Nepo baby who got signed even before he dropped his first song, and the other already had a promising career in the underground sphere, dropping hits, then got signed. He had more experience to begin with. Alright, so what's very ironic about this is Destroy Lonely is the Nepo baby. His dad was this rapper, friends with Ludacris, etc. However, it didn't seem like he had any help. Like, I think he was living with his grandma. I mean, I'm sure he's cool with his dad and all that, but, you know, he seemed like he built a sound himself, so he definitely had to work a lot more to establish himself than Ken, as this user pointed out. And Ken's early music, like, other than Yell and a couple few songs, it wasn't anything crazy. And a lot of people will remember, you know, they just didn't like Ken's and as he got, once he dropped Project X, it was like, all right, this guy's good. You know what I mean? But yeah, Ken definitely gets carried a lot by producers, the Opium Image, Playboy Cardi. I mean, him being Cardi's secret artist is what blew him up at first. So yeah, I agree. And Lone has always had more vocal range. It's just the fact that he's not vocal range, like just range in his musicality in general. It's just that he's not using it to his best ability, and he's kind of just like, I don't know, he's just been all over the place, and I think fans have just not been with it. You know, he doesn't know what he's doing. He really lacks direction. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing all these random things that are like quote unquote fuck his aura. It's like a whole thing. But I think Lone has a really good shot to make a comeback because now he can have like that arc. You know what I mean? But yeah, Lil Nas X is the greatest underground rapper of all time. Definitely a hot take. Cereal tastes good. I mean, yeah, it does. I used to eat cereal every day before I used to go to school, and then now I haven't eaten cereal in years. I low-key need to cop some just for fun. Someone said, I want fruit snacks to be my baby mama. What? All right, this guy wrote a lot, so I have to reward him by reading his shit. 2023 Underground was the best underground movement we've had, and it definitely is better than 2021. A lot of 2021, though very good talent that came out at the time, a lot of those artists have fallen and haven't capitalized on that success. The most that has been successful from that era has been Tana, as he is still relevant within people like BK the Rua, but that's as far as it goes. Everyone else from Cash Dami to Young Chris have fallen off, and overall, most of the TikTok hits around that time were only vital for TikTok purposes. It didn't really have any standing as actual good music or showcase artists actually going far for their art. Totally agree here, and we've actually spoken a lot on this. Compare this to the 2023 Underground, where artists like Netsman, Osama and Laserdimp, they've actually showcased artistry that's actually lasted a lot more, not just within social media, but within the culture as a whole and within the youth. And I feel like the artists actually showed a bit of experimentation and interest within the sound, especially people like Xavier Sobeys, Shadow Money Wizard Gang, Shed Theory, etc., who actually showcase something different and unique, not just stuff for Vitality. 2024 Underground, though a continuation of 2023, I feel like doesn't compare because of not only the situation of the sound and unoriginality, but it's also like a mock, and it shows that there isn't really something genuinely unique with the sound. Laser and Ian have only really been popular for a part of their gimmick, and haven't actually shown something that showcases their uniqueness as artists. Overall, I feel like 2023 Underground, at least if we're talking about underground rap during the 2020s decade, has been the best year of the underground so far. I agree totally. Actually, this is a really good take. This wasn't really that hot, to be honest. It was a damn respect for knowing Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Very unique for sure. Osama-san is definitely better than Ken, and it's a guy that has like dev stacks, but it's dev sticks instead of like stat, or without an A basically. So right now, this is like a conversation that's happening a lot. I might just make a whole video on this, but I'll talk about it a little bit right here. People are saying Osama-san is better than Ken Carson. It's crazy how the tides are turning. I'm sure Ken Carson is not very happy, and I'm sure Osama-san or Osa Mason is jumping with joy. But if you don't know what's happening, basically a ton of leaks occurred, and you know, it helped Osama-san like crazy. Like, leaks are actually the best thing to happen to you. Like, literally, like if you having leaks is so good. It's like the best thing for your career. But yeah, basically these leaks made everyone realize like, yo, Osama's actually hard. And the other thing about these leaks too is they were definitely a step up from Flex Music. The vocal inflections, the flows, the beats, the sound, you know, it was just so good. Like there were really like barely any misses on these leaks, like from everything, you know? So yeah, it kind of sucks that songs leaked, but you know, it kind of proves that good music does always win. Like for some artists, if their album leaks, like let's say Smoke Pert back in the day, his music leaked, you'd be like, fuck man, you know? But I feel like for certain artists like Cardi, you guys are gonna hate me for making this comparison, but like Osama-san, or you know, Lil Uzi Vert, it builds anticipation for their music. So yeah. Someone else said, I feel like lately it's more about their swag instead of actual music. We talked about that. People praising underground rappers like they're a god. They will end up getting a big ego boost and proceed to make more trash music, and eventually when they get into some serious allegations, they're described as corny. That's basically the career circle of an underground rapper. Underground hip hop should be more about making authentic music while trying to say something, but today it's more about trying to get a bag, I guess, yeah. Someone said, Reda is slept on as rapper and has the most interesting sound in the underground. I agree. The thing is, I feel like Reda's sound, he had like a really unique production, and that was because of himself. He made most of his beats, but it just hasn't progressed that much. He dropped like 3 tapes. They're cool, but it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like he needs to do a little more. You know what I mean? Someone said, if Netsman plays his cards right, he has the potential to become modern day Kanye. I don't know about that. DC the Don, okay, you had me there. I'm just gonna stop reading. As good as Isaiah TG's music is, he will never get more popular than he now is or has ever been. His sound too different for people outside this with. Everyone knows this. Isaiah himself doesn't want normies to tap into this. He knows and has said himself that he's not playing this on the radio because it's not regular. I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that and his mental health is definitely pushing him back or holding him back. I mean, but honestly, for some artists, for certain artists, it's like a good thing, you know. Like Isaiah TG is one of those fans. It's not one of those fans. It's one of those artists who I believe will definitely stand the test of time. Like I think he'll definitely still be around for like 2-3 more years. Hopefully, it doesn't end up being like some SCP where it's just like, oh my god, this guy's off his rockers, like, because he is very talented, you know. The other thing too about Isaiah TG is he has like a very like storied career. You know, he's part of Slay World. He has all this like these funny moments. Like, you know, he's just so himself that I think fans really gravitate towards it. That's why every time he deletes his music, he has deleted his music, by the way. every time he deletes his Instagram and makes a new one, like this happens every 3 months, 20,000 people follow it immediately, because it's just like, you know, just because your beats are more distorted does not mean you're evolving. A lot of these rappers think because they added more bass to their music they're evolving, when realistically they've just been dog shit in the beginning. Osama and Che, I don't know, you're kind of being a hater here. Rap will die out, nobody's actually improving, and mainstream rap is coming closer to an end. Honestly, I kind of agree. You know, labels have been, you know, not pushing rappers for the last like 4 years. They've been kind of, you know, slowing down on it. Country is the new like big genre, if you guys didn't know. I feel like a lot of underground rap fans, SoundCloud rap fans, they live in a bubble, so they don't even check out mainstream rap. You know, any other genre is like just crazy. But yeah, it's definitely rap is definitely like it's been flopping for like the past couple of years. I believe the Billboard charts went, I forget how much, like 10 months to a year or something without a #1 rap record. You know what I mean? Yeah, it hasn't been great. 42 CEO is the new Nard, where honestly, if he plays his cards right, he could definitely be that type of character. He's a very positive guy, very nice guy, super nice guy, just the most positive dude ever. Kind of sucks that some artists don't with him as much as, you know, they probably could or should. You know, he's a very nice guy. Hopefully, you know, he can achieve his dreams of, you know, meeting some OPM members or whatever, but you know, interviewing Cardi. When 42 CEO meets Cardi, it's gonna be crazy, like crazy. Chu Hollis is a plant, yeah, obviously, okay, we know that. High C is the best in the underground. He's cool, but I think he's at the stage that Black Cray was in like 5 years ago to me, where it's like, all right, he might be past his prime. Like Black Cray stuff, his best stuff is not like the last 2-3 years or 4 years, but he's still dropping very solid music. We Gonna Be Okay is being glazed too much. Your channel is for the employed. Very hot take, honestly. I put up a poll the other day and it said like 70% of you guys were unemployed. I don't blame you guys. I feel like everyone who watches my is, I don't know, in college or high school or some so yeah, it makes sense. I don't know, yeah. People hate on Netspend like they hate on Lil Pump. Yeah, the image is a bit corny, but they definitely got some bangers despite being considered a meme. I think Netspend is a lot better musically than Lil Pump, but I think that the way they kind of go about, like, get it, like that was Lil Pump badass kid, that whole is kind of the same, it's just toned down. It's not as gimmicky as Lil Pump's, so I think that's why Netspend will last longer. Jed Theory could be the next Odd Future, and Marlon is the best creative director in the underground as well. I just don't think they have that mainstream appeal, and I just don't think they're going for it, you know? Once an underground artist starts getting a little bit of clout, they start falling off. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of true. There are just too many cases of rappers going up and then they just get lazy because they, you know, this is funny. I'm not gonna respond to it, but I just want to read it. The Rap Talk era in spring summer 2021, plus the blow up of Drain Gang, Slay World, and Haunted Mound birthed their current underground. And Hyperpop Daily's influence was too significant. He should have been JFK. The Slay World artists are still carrying the underground scene. I don't know if they're carrying the underground scene. Like Can is retired. His last 2 singles haven't done well. Autumn is a P word. Summers, he goes up and then he goes down and he goes up and he goes down, but he's always dropping quality music. Isaiah TG, always dropping, you know, he's not always dropping, but he's cool. Frank's Last Day, Endo, have no idea what the they're up to. Alexander Prey, no idea what he's up to. Producers are probably doing all right. Goonie had a kid, barely drops, so not really, to be honest. Osama and Cemetery, the best in the underground. That's like a very funny top 2. Underground rap peaked 2013 to 2017. I don't know, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know why there's so many comments about Fruit Snacks here, but I'm just not gonna read them because they're just like, bro, come on. The US audience needs to take in the UK underground scene. Fumi Guerrero, Fake Mink, I don't know if you guys checked out the whole conglomerate YT. I don't know, it's just like not every foreign artist has American appeal. That's it. I think Fake Mink does though. Pretty Fun is better than Che. His music is catchier and a whole different wavelength. Pretty Fun is fire. He's so good. Like literally, like his music is addicting. It's honestly what Bear Boss should have been, but just so fucking good, bro. Like the beats, like he's very talented too. He produces most of his stuff. It's like Ken Carson meets Sofago meets Uzi. It's like, damn, like old Uzi, you know. It's like, dang, this guy's good. He's good, and he produced Pizza Time and Miley Cyrus. It's like, dang, this guy's, he's talented. He's good for sure. Netspend will be the biggest out of the 2024 wave, the most longevity, biggest impact, and will be a big influence on the new generation musically and etc. Netspend will be mainstream by the age of 19. I don't know why he's saying it like this, like by the age of 19. And once he drops Badass Fucking Kid, finally, and I strongly believe he's the future leader of the new wave and has that it factor. I agree with the it factor. Netspend definitely has the it factor. You know, you either have it or you don't. He definitely has it. Very mature for his age with a Cardi type of swag and oratum. Okay, I don't know about like mature for his age, but I think the Cardi type of swag and oratum is definitely true. I'm not even glazing. I just think that there's nobody right now who posts and like everyone starts vlogging to it. Like I don't even think Ken Carson gets that because he posts more, you know what I mean? He has insane potential despite only 4 songs dropped this year, but the reason I have him this high despite those 4 songs, especially Nothing Like You being an absolute masterpiece and it's unreleased, which I've heard is very good. So it's a dick ride to the max. All right. Okay, this is really a hot take, so I have to read it over. And I think this might be one of the last. Homicide Gang is the best in OPM by far. Oh god, that's not great. Lone fell the off, and Ken is good, but in my opinion, his sound is getting kind of stale. Homicide Gang have been the most consistent in OPM with the quality of music and how often they drop. I think they're less popular than Ken and Lone because of Bino's allegations and their music being different than the other OPM artists. I think their music is less popular for 3 reasons. Number 1, the shit kind of sucks. Okay, it doesn't all suck, but it's like it's just all right. It's like the least good. I don't, it's still kind of stuck in like that rage type of shit. You know what I mean? Not like rage music like Trippie Redd rage, but you get what I'm talking about, right? The next thing is the images. They just don't have it. They're not like. Third thing, like I feel like Homicide Gang was signed just so Cardi could say homicide in his ad-libs rather than actually give a about their music. I think the P-word allegations definitely hurt them too. But yeah, it's really just those things. Like image is really important. They just don't have it, Fresh Boy Swag is so good that I refuse to listen to his music. Fresh Boy Swag is being carried by his beats. Brendan Jones, best white rapper in the underground right now. He's not the best, but he's definitely one of them. One of the best. But yeah, I just read through like all of your guys' comments, like almost all of them, those 227. So yeah, if you want to be part of the next one, let me know. I have one more left that I'm going to read, but before I read it over, I did want to say, I think the next one I'm going to do over Discord. So I'll just like post the schedule on my story, and I'll probably post it on my community tab too to remind you, and then we'll do like a little stage thing. We'll probably kick it for like 20 minutes before. I'll just talk to you guys, and then we can like chill after for a little bit, and we can just talk. We can have like a 30-minute, 40-minute yap session. We can have like a stage. Everyone goes out for 5 minutes. We just like talk about shit. I think it'll be cool. We can like I can interact with you guys. It'll be fun. But yeah, let me read this last one. Underground is more alive than ever. The OGs in the underground are eating, and the kids are eating too. And honestly, I pinned this because I agree with it a lot. I feel like the SoundCloud wave has aged so much. You gotta understand, SoundCloud, all that shit really started with like Raider Clan back in like 2010, 2011. Am I tripping? Maybe 2011. Yeah, something like that. And like ASAP Mob, really, right? That's like when this, Bones, that's when this shit really started. Or not started, that's like the really old. That's what I feel like a lot of this can be traced back to. If you just backlog everything, I feel like people from that era and a little newer, they're kind of like OGs now in a sense, and now we have newer people, and because the scene has grown so much, they're eating too, and it's kind of, it's cool. It's like a cool little ecosystem. So yeah, I agree. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was about to say, but appreciate you guys. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tuning in. I'm trying to upload as much as possible. I want to just upload 2-3 times every day. 3 is kind of crazy. Maybe like 1 to 2 times. Just for fun. I don't know. It's kind of like not uploading for a while, but I just thought, why not? So I'm going to do more of these videos. Yeah. Peace. See you guys. Bye.